shows. Every scene's a high and low. You'll unwind.
This is JordangeVision. Pull up a seat and kick up your feet. Welcome, guys. How are we doing? It's time for another Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction reaction. Can you believe there are only 10 episodes left in the entire run of the show? We are on Season 4, Episode 4 now. We've gotten Season 4 off to a great start. Started the first 3 episodes with a 4, a 4, and a 3, which is a cumulative 11 out of 15. That's shattering my previous rates out of the water, by the way. I know I could easily fall down to earth and get a couple of ones in a row or something like that, but I'm very happy with that start. And looking to keep it going here in Episode 4. So again, if you're not familiar with the show, we see 5 stories. We have to guess whether each story is either true or made up by the show's writers. And we see how many we get right at the end of the show. So without further ado, let's get into it. Beyond Belief, Season 4, Episode 4. Here we go. Before I get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And don't forget, reacting to art is sharing art. Channels like these benefit everyone from the viewers all the way up to the original creators themselves. Also a reminder, spoilers are likely, so if you haven't seen this episode yet and would like to, please feel free to click off and take care of that first. I'll be here when you get back. But for those of you who are sticking with me, pull up a seat, kick up your feet. This is Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction, Season 4, Episode 4. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Okay, let's see.
Can you really trust your own judgment?
I try.
Observe these 2 red lines.
Yeah.
Which one seems longer to you? Most people.
I know where this is going. Yeah, that looks longer.
Here's the truth.
Yep.
They're both exactly the same size.
Yep, they're the same.
Remember this.
EPFTZOBYEN
Once robbed of it, even temporarily,
LED, and now it's
never
gone.
take it for granted again. Sonia Shepard has been given sight for the 2nd time, and she's counting on making the most of it.
So, a little reconstructed surgery, I guess.
I was rapidly going blind, but my sight was saved by a miracle of modern science.
It's amazing they were able to fix that.
After 2 months, both eyes had completely healed and my sight was restored.
You always take your sight for granted until you don't have it anymore. I take these off, I can't see much, but at least I can still see something. Ooh, who's
I'd
that?
never been to this area before, but there was a man over at the bar who looked so familiar to me. I thought I must know him.
I think I know where it's going.
Stop looking.
Everything's great. This is best meatloaf I've ever had. Really? Nobody's ever told me that before.
I've never heard meatloaf described as the best I've ever had before.
I couldn't seem to help. I knew I had seen him somewhere before.
Those corneas have seen him before.
I was not
That's the
type
hint
to
I'm
make
giving
eye
you.
contact.
What do you keep staring at me for? I am so sorry.
Lazy eye?
You just better stop staring at me. I don't like being stared at.
A lot of guys would take it as a compliment. Maybe not crazy guys like that.
The incident at the bar was so disturbing to me that I decided to get my things, check out of the motel, and move on.
I need to leave the motel
so
too.
familiar.
Oh, hi.
Why were you staring at me? Following me? Are you a cop?
No!
That's her room.
Whatever you want.
You're following her.
I know you're up to something. Find out what that is.
I'm not up to anything.
So why are you so scared of cops if, you know, you're so innocent?
My name is Sonia Shepard, and I'm just a secretary at an insurance company.
You're lying!
Won't you
I wonder if the cornea donor was a cop. I'm getting scared for her.
You want a cocktail? Suit yourself.
Yeah, don't take one from him.
I'm just gonna sit here for a while and stare at you. Like you stared at me. See how you like it.
Oh no, she's looking at me. I'm real scared.
I'm gonna find out who you are.
Fine, I work for the FBI.
I was certain I was going to die that night, but then he drank until he emptied the bottle. He told me he'd been up
Lucky.
for 2 days. It was
Good
my
thing he
only
didn't tie you
chance
up or
to
something.
survive.
If you take a hostage, make sure you don't fall asleep.
There we were again, staring at each other, and I still had no idea who he was.
For someone who's so against staring, you know, he stares a lot himself.
You're very lucky. He's wanted in Ohio for murder.
Surprise, surprise.
She was a nurse.
Nurse from Ohio.
Nurse from Ohio? Is that who donated the corneas?
Phyllis Higgins.
Did you know her, ma'am?
Phyllis Higgins was the woman that I got my new corneas from.
Yeah, that's freaky. Kind of what I thought, but yeah.
Could transplanted corneas actually recognize a person from their past? Maybe so.
That's a
After
good
all,
question.
if you look at a
I don't really know the science if you donate corneas, like if you can have the memories of the things that your corneas previously saw or anything like that. I don't know if that's a thing. But with or without the cornea issue, the story is kind of believable to me, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, this is someone who, is wanted for murder and, has someone staring at him, so he's likely to be a little bit nervous and a little bit, maybe even reactive to the fact that someone's staring at him. He feels like this person that's staring at him is someone he has to keep quiet, so that much is very believable. So whether or not this person is someone that the donated corneas have seen before, again, I don't know about the cornea issue, whether that's a thing, whether corneas can have their own memories type of thing, but that is definitely something that's bound to happen if someone, especially someone who's very, very guilty of something, doesn't like that you're staring at them. He's staring back, so it's kind of like pot, meet, kettle at this point, right? It is kind of weird that it would be the exact same person who donated the corneas that he killed before, but this is one I might take a chance on and say true. Because other than the cornea coincidence, which is a lot, I would think, but still, I imagine it's maybe a small town or something like that, and maybe it's possible, so I'm going to mark it as true. All right, story number 2.
The world has long held a fascination for identical twins. As we've seen through literature, films, TV shows, and commercials.
Olsen twins, anyone?
Shannon and Carly Hughes are identical twins with a very special bond. And as you watch the next story unfold, you'll be once again reminded that truth and falsehood are very often two of a kind.
All right, a twin story. I wonder if they're like complete opposite twins. Because she's rocking out and maybe the other one's like, what the hell are you listening to?
I was drafted to keep an eye on things at home. What's this?
Or maybe it's him that's like that.
Glowworm. Aren't they super?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't hold my breath for a greatest hits collection from these guys if I was you.
Just because you're filling in for Mom and Dad this week doesn't mean you have to totally turn into an old fogey. Some of the
It totally
stupid
does.
bands you-
Hey, what's with Carly? She's been quiet like that since she got up.
It's just one of her moods.
Yeah, she wasn't rocking out to Glowworm either.
Still the makeup.
Ow!
What? She's yanking her eyebrows and the other twin is saying ow?
Shannon and Carly had this amazing connection. They had the ability to know what the other was thinking and even experience what the other was feeling.
Yesterday during second period, I could tell you had, what, a stomach ache or something? Oh, come on, it wasn't that
that's
bad.
crazy.
What in the world happened to you in gym class? Yeah, I banged my shin on the bench. I was limp. Trust
Yeah,
me, it
that's
gets
strange.
old. She's getting all painted up for her party.
Party?
Party?
Oh, really?
Rat.
Mom and Dad were very clear. No parties while they're gone.
Thing.
Well, Mom and
We're
Dad
getting
aren't here,
together
are
at
they?
Natalie's. It's just a few of us. Just a few dozen. Turncoat.
Shannon,
You better watch out or I'll punch
sure
myself
Mom
in the
and Dad
face.
meant no-
right, you're slipping through on a mere technicality here.
Whatever works, man. What do you think you're doing? What? You said I could take the CD with me. Being careful isn't exactly one of your strong points. Mr. What
Or
good is it
yours.
having your
Sounds like you're
Bye.
both getting hurt. Oh, basketball.
Let the feast begin.
Can you see what teams they are? I can't really make that out,
What's with
but
the
yeah.
sound? I thought Shannon took your CD with her.
Is that Glowworm again? Wait, did she?
Turn off the CD player.
Wait. There's
The
no way.
music's coming from the TV.
What? Oh no, what's happening?
Carly, you okay?
What?
What happened?
Don't tell me she got shot.
What's
Or the other twin got shot. You know what I mean.
Through their psychic relationship, Carly knew exactly where to find Shannon. It was better than radar. Call 911.
So tell me she's alright.
A deer jumped into the road.
Oh, a deer?
I know. When I heard the music, I just connected immediately to you.
It was weird because I heard the music too over the TV.
And he heard it too.
CD.
Stupid me. I forgot the dumb thing and left it at home.
What?
Help me here. We both heard the music, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
brother.
you did.
Welcome to the club.
Honorary third twin.
I was privileged to experience the unique long-distance connection they shared. All thanks to a song that we couldn't possibly have heard.
In analyzing this mysterious story of the identical twins, are you able to focus on the truth, or do we have you seeing double?
We'll find out.
Thinking double
if the
right
story
now.
is true or
So
false
let's think.
At the end of our
So I've heard about these kind of signals before between twins and even between, other siblings and other family members. Someone has a feeling that something happened to the other person and ends up being true. You know, I've heard of that stuff before, but this is a lot. Like twins knowing every single thing that happens to the other twin and feeling music that the twin is listening to and all that kind of stuff. That's a little bit weird to me. Like I can understand like having a vague feeling. I wonder if my twin's in trouble, but you know, twin bangs your knee and you feel a bang on your knee. That's a lot. Like maybe the story's exaggerated a little bit, but I don't know. This just screams to me like a writer adding fluff to a story. I think it's just a little too much for me to believe, and I'm going to mark it as fiction. This is another story that I probably wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong, but I just think it's a lot, you know? Like, twins do have kind of a special connection, but, you know, to know everything that happens to the other twin, I don't think so. All right, on to story number 3.
Have you ever stopped to consider how dependent we are on the simple...
The intersection.
It's safe to say, Archie Morton's the kind of fellow who memorizes the streets and their numerical listings. A city kid, born and bred, he's a modern-day Magellan.
Now we have GPS.
I've been driving my own truck for the past 10 years, and I was on my last delivery of the day.
It's always the last one of the day.
Feather mattress. I was sure Axelrod was the next street. Putnam Avenue. This is supposed to be Axelrod.
Maybe you got renamed? Did like Frank Putnam save the mayor's life or something? Oh, who are you? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Man, that was close.
Where did that come from? The pillows explode?
Hey!
It's not on the mattress.
How did you get up here?
Okay. That explains the feathers, I guess.
You gotta be kidding me.
He fell and the mattress
fell
truck
from
just happened
way up
to
there?
be there.
You're one lucky little boy, you know that? That's quite the fall.
And all because of one snap
What's your
turn.
name, son? Clayton Pitts. Who are you? I'm Jimmy. I'm the super of this building. How'd you get
You
up
need
there?
a safer building, bud.
Did you fall from that window? See, I told you. If it wasn't for that old woman, I never would have swerved in this alley and caught him.
Yeah, where's the old lady?
Look, I got a delivery to make. Where does this child live? 3C.
Hope they won't mind if the mattress is a little damaged.
Mrs. Pitts! That's weird. She's always in her apartment.
Use your master key.
How do you know about the master key?
Mrs. Pitts?
Yeah, who exactly was with the kid? Oh no.
Call 911.
So we got a bigger problem inside. Is that the lady? Yep.
No.
Where's my grandson? He's fine, Mrs. Pitts. He's with my wife.
Oh,
I called 911.
oh, you're gonna faint again when you hear this one.
Excuse me, ma'am, but weren't you just downstairs a little while ago waving at my truck?
What? The last thing I remember is Clayton going towards that open window.
Oh, so she did see it.
I got dizzy and I passed out.
That's what made her faint, I guess.
Here's your pills, Mrs. Pitts.
He knows the exact dosage too.
I really don't
He's
know
got him
what
ready.
you talk- Who was that? I don't know. Clayton's lucky he was around.
Just your friendly neighborhood mattress salesman.
My head was still spinning from all the things that just happened.
Don't tell me
I
there's
was
more.
Sure they clicked. I still had that delivery to make, and I still didn't know how to find Axelrod Avenue.
Let me guess, it's right there now.
I knew this was Axelrod.
Yep. Guy's losing his mind. But at least the kid got saved.
Is this story of the young boy who survived a fatal plunge really true? Or are we playing you for the fall guy?
We'll find
Okay,
out. This
I need to
story is
dissect
true
that
or
one in my
false.
mind. I'm really not either way right now, because this is a crazy story. I'll tell you why I'm on one side, and I'll tell you why I'm on the other. I think it is possible that, you know, someone, you know, can have a little lapse of, you know, memory or whatever, and not know where they are, like, even if they've done this a million times. Like, it happens to me sometimes. Like, what street is that, even though it's a street that I've been on a million times, and, you know, I have to, you know, really think about it to get it back to me or whatever. I can imagine that, you know, there might have been someone in the street that was like, or some kind of distraction, maybe it wasn't even a person, that made the driver, you know, make a sudden turn or whatever, conveniently right under the window that the kid fell out of. Would be the luckiest thing in the world, by the way. This is kind of why I'm on the other side now. The luckiest thing in the world that, like, a mattress driver just happens to be under a window at the exact moment that someone's falling out of it. So there's definitely arguments on both sides of the coin here. So flip-flopping on this in my mind a lot. Like, I flip-flopped like maybe 5 times during the story. It's a lot of coincidence, it really is. Like, Like, he thinks he saw the grandma as the person who waved, and maybe that's a little bit of psychological trickery in his mind. Like, maybe, you know, he sees the grandmother and thinks that was the person he saw before, even though maybe it wasn't. I don't know where the person that he saw before went if that wasn't her, but I want to say it's true, but there's so many factors that are telling me don't say it's true. Because there's so many coincidences, and it almost seems a little too perfect, but at the same time, it's not impossible, if you get my drift. I might regret this, and I'm not sure I can even justify it, but I'm going to say true. This might be the biggest chance I've ever taken, but I hope it pays off. Okay, let's get to the next one.
Have you ever been hypnotized?
Pretty.
Some people do it to stop smoking, to end their fear of flying. Others for amusement and entertainment. Ted Reed has a different reason, all his life.
Okay,
But
I'm
very
back.
soon-
I'm back.
Good.
Okay.
My fiance, Ted, didn't want to visit Dr. Hayner. Appointment
Many
for him was
men
my
don't.
idea.
Set your cares aside and set your mind free.
You get me now.
All his life, Ted had suffered from severe claustrophobia.
Oh, it's for claustrophobia.
Breathe in and out. Relax.
Stop staring at that thing.
I want you to tell me about the house where you grew up. Describe it for me.
It was a farmhouse.
I thought you said he grew up in the city.
I know, this doesn't make sense.
What?
He grew up in Seattle.
Okay, that's strange.
Who am I speaking with?
Wait, multiple
Stuart.
personalities?
My name is Stuart Metcalf.
Okay. Who's the Stewart guy?
Did something bad happen?
Yes.
Did you kill Ted?
Something bad. Tell me what's going on. What's happening to you, Stuart? Stuart?
It's making me anxious.
Please, this is too much.
Oh, wake up.
All right, Ted, I want you to come awake.
Is
Be
Ted
refreshed.
still there?
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
I just need to get some air.
Yeah, I bet.
Cheryl, does this name, Stuart Metcalf, mean anything to you? Has Ted ever made mention of such a person?
No.
Yeah, ask him if he knows Stewart.
And then another obsession cropped up. As a child, Ted had been a talented artist, and he suddenly took up his old hobby again with a vengeance.
Well, nothing wrong with art, I guess, but...
What's this?
But what's he drawing?
I knew this place seemed familiar. Look.
Oh, wait. Okay, he's never been there before, but he drew that building.
That's the same build. It's exactly what you drew.
At that alley, too.
Down here! Ted, is that you?
Okay, this is getting weirder and weirder.
Frighten me.
It's frightening
Why are you
me.
coming here?
It's different than last time.
Last time.
What the hell is he talking about?
Come on, just tell me what's going on.
I wish I knew.
Is Stewart in there? So I'm guessing somehow he has all these memories of being here, even though Ted himself maybe wasn't. Whoa, what's this? What's this? What's this? No.
You folks found here.
Who are you?
Probably buried alive.
Yeah, that would suck.
What's that on his wrist? It's an ID bracelet.
ID? Oh, let me guess what the name is.
Stuart Metcalf.
Yeah.
This may sound crazy, but I believe I was him.
Like in another
Buried
life?
here.
A Stuart Metcalf was reported missing from the area exactly 1 day before Ted was born.
Okay, that'd be
His
weird.
body had never. After discovering the body of Stuart Metcalf, Ted's claustrophobia completely disappeared.
All right.
So what's the answer? We presented you with a tale of claustrophobia and a man buried alive. Are we
Way to double book your themes here. Again, I don't know how true reincarnation is. Like, I don't know if it's been proven that that's a real thing or whatever. And even if it is, I don't think, you know, a person dies and then the same soul is reborn as someone else, like the next day or anything. I think there'd be a little bit of at least a little bit of a hiatus for, you know, the dead person to, you know, be in the afterlife or whatever before, you know, being reborn as someone else. If that were a thing. I can see some believability in, you know, maybe Ted heard about this guy before in a newspaper article or something, and maybe he saw pictures of where the guy lived or whatever, and maybe he did all that for memory. I don't know. This one's a lot for me to believe, and it's a lot of coincidence. And I mean, there's been coincidence in just about every story we've heard, but this story is almost like nothing but coincidence, if you get my drift. I know it might be weird, I said the last story was true, and this one that is arguably maybe a little more believable, I'm having my doubts on. This feels like something that somebody wrote. I think I'm going to mark this one as fiction. All right, we have one more tonight. Let's see what we're up against.
No matter
Ooh,
what you
Chinese
order from a
food.
Chinese restaurant, one thing's certain. No one can resist reading the fortune cookie at the end of the meal.
Oh, true.
Most of us don't actually believe in them, yet people have been known to carry around meaningful ones for years.
I think I've got a few stashed away.
Favorite, but this time, the fortune cookie will not just signal the end of the meal, it may well signal the end of a life.
Oh, freaky. Watching football.
These bums couldn't win a game if their lives depended on it.
Almost looks like the Packers.
Should never have taken that bet.
Art Seeley is a habitual gambler.
Little gambling problem, eh?
Defense! Defense!
Art had lost thousands of dollars, but Art's
I know the
last
football
losing
players are
streak
so
was his
offended at your
biggest
popcorn
loss
throw.
yet, over $100,000, and it's come due. He knew it wasn't wise to mess with the boys, and even though he owned a successful appliance store, he couldn't come up with that kind of cash.
You're selling a lot of appliances.
Elaine's life insurance policy was worth over $200,000.
Oh, he's getting an evil thought. Aw.
You are such a child.
Just a little bit, eh?
Art hired a hitman to murder his wife. The plan was that he'd take Elaine out to their favorite Chinese restaurant a few blocks away, and on their walk home,
I can't watch anymore.
she'd be killed.
You married a real peach, Elaine. I mean, I watch sports, but I'm not this deep.
You're kidding me. That's great.
Oh, what's going on?
Really? Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
I hope that's not the hitman.
We just got an offer on the store for $600,000.
I don't have to kill you! Did he still hire the hitman, though?
We could take that early retirement and move to Palm Beach like we always dreamed. Oh!
Yeah, he's just remembering that he hired the hitman. You gotta call it off now.
No, I'm sure. I want to cancel the hit on my wife. I had an attack of conscience, okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Just make sure you stop the guy. What do you mean if you can find him?
If you can... Oh, no. It might be too late. Why not be like, okay, let's eat somewhere else today?
This place makes the best orange chicken in town.
Does anyone other than a Chinese restaurant make orange chicken? Oh,
What's it say?
A bright future awaits you.
bright future.
That is so
Yep.
true, Pop. I wonder what mine says.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
All it says is you are next.
You are next. Oh, no.
What's that?
Next for dessert?
The fortune cookie had shaken Art, and all he could think about was, were they able to cancel the hit, or was Elaine about to be murdered?
Oh, man. Oh, watch that car. Maybe you want to walk a little faster, just in case.
You seem edgy.
Oh, it's a little stiff neck is all.
Maybe I'll rub it for you when we get home.
Yeah, hopefully she rubs it for you. He's suspicious of everyone. Oh, no, 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 no. Yep, he was just grabbing a drink.
I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm sorry, baby.
It's okay.
Oh, and you can't tell her the real
She just
reason.
give me a hard
'cause
time.
ordinary van. Not speeding up. Yeah, that's the guy. Oh.
Name's Seeley. I'm here to inform you that you are next.
Oh, no.
Cancel the hit. You've just won
What?
the grand prize in the
What?
Colossal You Are Next Super Marcus Sweepstakes Draw!
And he just yelled out, "You canceled the hit."
Hawaii for a fabulous one-week all-expenses paid vacation.
He's having a heart attack, isn't he?
Congratulations, Miss-
Already heard that.
Lane Seeley's joy was short-lived. Her husband Art died instantly that night of a massive heart attack.
That's crazy.
In trying to discern whether this tale is true or false, will you be completely baffled? Or will you be a smart cookie?
I've been a pretty smart cookie so far.
Which of our stories are fact?
So let's see. This is one where I have to, like, piece together my brain that's just been broken by the story. So Art has a lot of gambling debt. He hires a hit on his wife. Then finds out he has this big offer on his store. and doesn't have to put the hit on his wife, tries to cancel it, but might be too late because the guy's already out there. You know, they have their dinner at the Chinese restaurant as planned. She gets this crazy message saying, "You are next," in the fortune cookie. Art spots this van chasing them, and it ends up being a sweepstakes, which is, you know, another great prize, saying they're going to Hawaii, but the stress is too much for Art, and he has a heart attack. It's a lot. Like, I think every story in this episode was a lot. Again, it's a lot of coincidence, but, you know, every aspect of the story individually, like the gambling debt, and, you know, someone putting a hit on their wife, and you know, a weird fortune cookie that, you know, it's vague, so it could mean anything, really. That's the story with all fortune cookies, really. You know, a fortune cookie's not going to say, something will happen to you on, you know, 4th Street in Chicago or whatever. It's a very vague fortune, so. And You Are Next is about as vague as they get. Again, it's a lot of stuff happening in one story, but I think this is one I'm going to take a chance on, too. So, I'm going to mark the last one as true. Okay, so I have stories 1, 3, and 5 marked as true. I have stories 2 and 4 marked as fiction. Gotten off to a good start so far this season. Let's see if it continues.
Now let's look back at tonight's stories and find out which ones are inspired by actual events and which ones are totally false.
Okay.
How about the story of the transplanted corneas that avenged the murder of the donor?
Why were you staring at me?
Is it
Following
true?
me. I know you're up to something. I'm gonna find out what that is.
I'm not a
Dude is paranoid.
I didn't mean to stare at you.
Is this one fake? No.
No.
A similar story happened in Florida in the late 80s.
Alright, so I got the first one right.
The twins that had a paranormal bond strong enough to save their lives. How did you judge that one?
I said fiction on this one.
Oh, something's happened. Oh,
What do you mean? What's wrong?
Shannon.
Did you think this was real? You're right.
Right?
A story like this was
Oh.
reported about a pair of twins from the Midwest in the early 90s.
Okay, so 1 for 2.
Let's look again at the delivery man who was in the wrong place at the right time.
And I said true on this one. Kind of doubting myself now, but I said true.
Who's that crying?
Did you think this story was inspired by an actual event? It was.
It
happened
was?
about 20 years ago
Okay.
in the Midwest.
So I took a good chance on that one. That's 2 out of 3.
Let's look again at the man who may have been buried alive in a prior life.
I said fiction on this one.
Was this story true? No way.
No.
It was written to fool you.
All right. 3 out of 4. Chance for 4
The
here.
story of the husband who tried to stop the hit on his wife, but couldn't stop his own demise. How did you judge that one?
And I said true on this one.
You're in some kind of trouble, aren't you?
Not the kind of trouble you thought.
I canceled the hit. Well, you
I wonder if she even heard that.
Marcus sweepstakes brawl!
Is this story so strange that it must be true? Not this time.
No.
It's fiction.
So I got a 3. Yep.
I'm Jonathan Frakes.
The stories entitled Second Sight and The Wrong Turn are true, based on first-hand research conducted by author Robert Tralins.
All right, so let's wrap this one up. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to my Beyond Belief reaction. Another pretty good one, another 3 out of 5. So I've started my season with 2 4s and 2 3s so far, and a cumulative 14 out of 20 now. I'm very happy with that score. Happy with the chance I took on that middle one, because I thought that was probably the biggest chance I was taking. And, you know, usually when I feel like I'm taking a big chance, it ends up paying off. Not always, but a lot of crazy stories. I definitely felt like my brain was breaking, like, a lot, like, just during this one episode, you know. If you think they're running out of stories by the end of the run here, and maybe they are, because maybe that's why they had to stop doing the show, but they definitely had some good stories for this episode at least, and they all jam-packed them into one episode, so it's crazy, man. It gives me hope that even though, you know, the show is running out of episodes, that there's going to be some great stories as we get to the end there. So hopefully the winning streak will continue in episode 5, but that will wait till next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my sports vlogging channel. And until next time, this is Jordan saying you can be productive sitting at home on your couch. All you need is a TV, a great catalog, and a vision. This has been JordangeVision. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.